Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start chapter 557 of I Have 90 Billion Licking Gold Coins. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. A group of veteran shareholders and the conglomerate erupted in fury. Is this how you act as a chairman? If we had known this would happen, we never would have voted you into power. This is way too irresponsible. What made matters worse? Today's incident had offended Miss Catherine from America. The group's finances were already stretched thin under the weight of the financial crisis, with layoffs looming and budget cuts already in place. And now, this? It was like throwing gasoline onto a raging fire. But that wasn't even the most serious part. With the launch of the Panga 7, the high-end smartphone market was about to be shaken up. Convene an emergency board meeting immediately. Gather all veteran shareholders to figure out how we face this crisis. And call Park Jung J, nonstop, 24/7, until he picks up. That bastard wants to drag us all down with him. I'll formally propose removing him at the shareholders' meeting. Understood, Representative Kim. The Samsung Group had officially declared war. And this time, the crisis they were facing was a matter of life and death. Meanwhile, the reputation of Panga smartphones was skyrocketing in the global market. A total, undeniable crushing victory. Especially its intelligent system, which came with global language translation, worldwide GPS navigation, satellite tracking, anti-theft, anti-loss. Basically, with this phone in your hand, the world was yours. No need to learn another language. With this phone, you could literally travel the world. And for gaming? Rock-solid stability. Can you resist buying a phone like this? Now that the technological blockade was lifted, Panga's growth potential was virtually limitless. A beast from Huaxia had finally awakened. Then came even bigger news. Huaxia had successfully developed its own photolithography machine. Within just an hour, the entire nation erupted. 700 million netizens were collectively stunned. On over 20 major online platforms. Countless top influencers, well-known bloggers, internet celebrities, and A-list stars, even legendary movie kings, took to their public accounts to post one shared declaration. Huaxian is incredible! Huaxian is incredible! The phrase flooded the internet like a tidal wave. By the end of the day, it had completely taken over the web. At the same time, over 100 international media outlets all reported the story. The world was stunned. For the first time ever, the name Huaxian broke through the borders of Huaxia and gained recognition around the globe. Meanwhile, Yuan had been gaming all day, and every match was a disaster. Especially those so-called gamer girls, the worst. Not only were they bad at the game, they refused to admit it. If you dared say anything, they'd start whining and even insult you like, no wonder you don't have a girlfriend. Who spoiled them like this? Women, just slow down your sword draw. Tossing his phone aside, Yuan got up to go downstairs for food. But as he stepped outside, he noticed something odd. Tons of people were handing out flyers, and posters had been plastered everywhere. But these weren't your typical ads. They were challenges. A woman calling herself Duchess Tina had publicly challenged Dong Xian, the medicine sovereign. The battle was set for 3 days later, by the banks of the Yalu River, a fight to the death. A formal challenge? Fine. But why the dramatic theatrics? And why handwritten posters? Some Korean netizens even thought it was some kind of reality show. Yuan stared at the flyer and blinked. An 800-point licking dog is delivering herself to my doorstep? If this was a few days ago, and you challenged me, I might have shown you a bit of mercy. But now that I've got 610 points in enhancement, you're basically slapping your own face and asking me to hit you. Perfect timing. Beating you into submission will officially kick off my licking dog campaign. 800 points, quite the temptation. Women admire strength. No matter what kind of woman it is, if you want to conquer her, you can't be weaker. If she doesn't respect you deep down, she'll never truly fall for you. Powerful women usually struggle to find a boyfriend. It's written in their DNA. Only someone stronger can earn her admiration and gradually her love. That's why a man must always work to improve himself. This world has never been fair. Only the strong get more. Time flew by, and it was soon midnight. Tina Morgan, a glass of red wine in hand, stood by the window, staring at the starry night sky. A long, sleepless night. Unavoidably lonely. Just as Yuan suspected, Tina Morgan had been single for over 300 years. After such an endlessly long existence, she had long grown used to solitude. Of course, she still longed for someone who truly understood her. But alas, All the men were too weak. She was a sucker for good looks, but even the most handsome men were nothing but weaklings in her eyes. Guys in their 20s? Mere babies to her. Every trick they had, she'd seen it all. She could probably teach them a few tricks herself. How could someone like that ever flirt their way into her heart? Human lives were short. In the blink of an eye, they'd grow old, die, and fade into nothingness. She didn't want to invest emotions into such fleeting relationships. To her, the only man who might possibly match her strength, look good, and radiate talent was, maybe Yuan. Even though they were enemies, she had once felt a faint admiration for him. Unfortunately, that little bit of admiration had been slapped out of existence, literally, by Yuan's palm. She recalled the humiliation. He hadn't cared about her strength or her identity. He didn't even acknowledge her beauty. Such an unforgivable disgrace. She would have her revenge. She would tear him apart, limb by limb, to quench the hatred burning in her heart. Chapter 942. I'm gonna puke. Ugh, my head hurts. What the hell happened last night? Jung J clutched his pounding head as he woke up in a large hotel suite. He had clearly drunk way too much, and now he was nursing a killer hangover. Last night was all a blur. As he reached to pull back the covers, he suddenly realized there was a woman lying next to him. Pale, fragrant shoulders. Long, flowing hair. In the next second, Jung J's heart started racing with excitement. He had been drinking with his goddess Suna all night. Could it be that the woman next to him was her? Hell yes. Did he finally win her over? Suna, don't worry. I'll take full responsibility, he declared righteously. Young Master Park, you're awake. Just as he was acting all noble, the woman beside him turned her head. In that instant, his fantasy shattered. That so-called beauty had yellow teeth, a round face, clearly had botched plastic surgery on her nose, a pitted and bumpy face without makeup, and an oily complexion. It was a face so hideous, it made him want to vomit. Young Master Park took one look and nearly puked up everything he ate the night before. What the hell? Who the F***CK are you? Get the hell away from me. Young Master Park, how can you be so heartless? Last night you were calling me your sweet baby, saying you'd love me forever. And now you're just throwing me away. You ugly freak. Get out of here now. Jung J scrambled to get dressed and escape, only to find his clothes were missing. As the memory slowly came back to him, he realized the full horror of what had happened. He had been drinking heavily the night before, planning to get Suna drunk. But instead, she stayed sober, and he ended up wasted. Drunk and emotional, he'd started confessing like a fool in the bar. Suna excused herself to go to the restroom, and never came back. And then, in his drunken haze, some random girl picked him up. And now he had woken up like this? The president of Samsung Group, the nation's top eligible bachelor from South Korea, had ended up sleeping with this kind of woman? Disgusting. I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna puke. Bleg. Clang. Just then, the hotel room door burst open. A swarm of paparazzi flooded in. Click. Click. Flashes went off like crazy. What the hell are you doing? Do you know who I am? Put those cameras down now. Jung J, wow. I'm really impressed. Married less than 3 months and you're already cheating on me? Just wait for the subpoena from the prosecutor's office. I'm divorcing you. These reporters? I called them here myself. That picture just now? That's all the proof I need of your infidelity. Let's see how you get out of this one. From behind the reporters stepped a dazzlingly dressed woman, Jung J's wife, Kim Suju. Though she'd had cosmetic surgery, her features were still fairly natural. While not quite on par with top-tier beauties, she was still a respectable stunner. In the past, Jung J didn't even bother looking at her. He thought she was just average, and he hated the fact that she'd gone under the knife. If it weren't for her powerful family background, which greatly helped his business, he would have never married her. But now, standing there comparing her to the freak beside him, Kim Suju actually looked pretty damn good. Turns out, beauty really does need contrast. Suju, I'm sorry. This is all my fault. Let's talk at home, okay? There's no need to make such a big scene. Jung J quickly tried to soften his tone. Big scene? I want to make a big scene. Weren't you the one who used to look down on me? Thought I wasn't good enough for you? Now look at you. You actually slept with that kind of woman. When you were doing this disgusting crap, did you even think about how I'd feel? Did you consider the company's reputation? Did you even care about the bigger picture? Do you know the board of directors is already proposing to have you removed? Suju, stop joking around. Everything was fine yesterday. How could they just fire me today? See for yourself. She tossed a phone at him. Do you know what you've done? You completely blocked all of Samsung's future moves. You offended Miss Catherine from the US. She was our last hope to get funding to rescue the group. And now, because of your arrogance, we're facing an even bigger crisis. Jung J took the phone and opened the Korean news app. Sure enough, the entire nation was in an uproar. Samsung's stock price was plummeting again. According to online leaks, China had already developed cutting-edge photolithography machines and had secretly put them into production without a single whisper leaking out. Several top conglomerates had teamed up to target CY Tech and its Panga smartphone, but not only did they fail, they got completely outplayed. The sinister contract they had signed backfired. Now they were trapped. Samsung might be facing a massive compensation payout. The only alternative? Follow the contract terms, pay a huge sum to buy the Panga phones and try to sell them themselves. Maybe they break even. But using their own sales channels to help promote a competitor's phone? That's just asking for death. No matter what they did, it was a loss. That damn Yuan, he played me? Ararg. Jung J was so furious he could barely breathe. It finally hit him how deep in trouble he really was. Thud. He actually dropped to his knees before Kim Suju. Suju, I was wrong. I really messed up. Please, I'm begging you, just give me one more chance. I was set up. I was drunk last night. I swear I don't even remember anything. There's no way I'd ever sleep with someone that ugly. Suju, please believe me. If I ever had the intention of betraying you, may I be struck down by the heavens, may lightning hit me right now. He knelt there, vowing with fierce conviction. Seeing how seriously he swore, Kim Suju couldn't help but believe him, at least a little. That woman on the bed was, after all, horrendous. The thought of her husband being with someone like that made her feel sick too. Whether I believe you or not doesn't matter anymore. The group is facing an unprecedented crisis. If you want to win back the shareholders' trust, your only option is to go and beg Miss Catherine for help. Get her to invest and pull us out of this disaster. That's your only chance at turning things around. She sighed and spread her hands helplessly. In the end, her heart still softened. That refined, charismatic Jung J Appa from the past. How did he end up like this? That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. Got thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. Also, if you know other fans who were reading this manhwa but stopped because it got axed, share this video with them. The more support we get, the more motivation we'll have to keep making these videos. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.